Warning, this video is for entertainment purposes only. The Lazyboys Night episode you are about to watch may contain the following: sarcasm, story embellishment, exaggeration of facts, controversial comments, debatable observations, opposing opinions, various points of view, sensitive subjects, observational humor, playful banter, sexual innuendos, ignorant recollection of actual events, subtle references to source material, not so subtle references to source material, and many other remarks that could piss you off. If you do not find this video entertaining, then you are taking life way too seriously. If you have a complaint about any episode, please book an appointment with a therapist. That's Dude.
That's Dude.
And welcome to Lazyboys Night.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to this fine Thursday night, folks.
You're particularly in good mood tonight.
I'm
not complaining. I love it. Okay.
I'm just so happy right now.
Why are you happy?
Because this can looks awesome.
I know this
can.
can.
In a good
Okay,
mood.
we're going to show you a close-up of this thing. It's called the McFly IPA, and there is the back of the classic DeLorean from the Back to the Future trilogy. This is made by Pixel Brewery, which is located in Montreal. You know what's the best part about this can? On the back,
I was looking at that.
Yeah, there's suggested pairings, and it shows sports almanac, hoverboards, electric guitars, and self-lacing Nikes.
That's very cool.
So, as for whoever designed this can from Pixel, kudos to you. Brilliant, beautiful, beautiful can.
You know how I was talking about in one episode that we're not only beer snobs now, that we're
can snobs?
Can snobs.
Can snob!
Can snob! We love it, man. This is, freaking
Yeah,
just...
we've got to the point that we buy beers based on how pretty the can is. We're that shallow. Or no, we've actually tried too many things. That's the thing.
it. Now
Now
we're
it's like, yeah,
we're
that
looking
one looks interesting.
Pretty colors.
Pretty colors. All right, cheers, dude.
It's just two guys talking. There they go again and saying anything. Talking about nothing. Nothing new to say. Talking anyway. So much to review. So let's have a cold brew. A cold brew. Everybody's talking. It's not anything. No one's listening. Talking about nothing. They're all yammering. I can't hear a thing. Nothing I can do. So let's have one more brew. One more brew.
I love pretty colors. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening in my mouth right now.
There's a citrus aftertaste. It's not quite a breakfast beer.
No, it's not a breakfast
It's not a breakfast beer, but there's
No breakfast beer.
But there's a good citrusy aftertaste, I find. Do you not find?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
It's really weird because it's not when you take your swig. It's literally only when it's the back of your tongue when you swallow it. It has a citrusy. I have never ever had a beer like this.
It's really interesting. It's very good. Well done, Pixel.
This is
I'm not
almost
sure
like
how to define it.
It's a firework beer.
A firework beer.
It's a firework
please,
beer.
Pray tell, what is a firework
Because
beer?
some fireworks when they go up, they have that first really nice.
Oh, and then the follow-up bang.
Yeah, so that has a follow-up bang to it. So it's a firework beer.
Now, what
It has
happens
a
if you
follow-up.
drink this beer at 88 miles an hour?
Then you go back in time, eh?
Yeah, you shouldn't drink while driving, so don't try it at home. Well,
Don't-
of course,
don't-
if you're going 88 miles an hour, you can't be at home now, can
Most
you?
likely you're trying to get away from somebody. But anyways. No, this is,
I'm enjoying this very much.
when I first had it, it was super crisp. And then it went, ooh, citrus. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's...
Let's do this again. So
Layered.
let's jump in the DeLorean, go back in time, and try it again. That's what we're going to do right now.
Go ahead.
Firework beer, man. It has the front of your tongue and the back of your tongue are not going through the same thing.
So, McFly IPA. Good job, Pixel.
Wow, that's the first time I ever have something like that.
I have to say, today we're doing a
Crappy ball of mystery.
But about okay, done that.
I still enjoy doing that though.
But about 5 minutes before we started taping, Dude, excuse me.
That's you, yeah. You know.
Excuse me again. Wow,
Oh,
that
what's going
repeats
on?
itself. Ooh, citrusy burp.
Did it come back? Say citrusy too?
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, navel oranges.
Oh,
No, just my
jeez,
navel.
man.
Okay.
I feel like I'm talking to my grandfather. What the hell? Trying to tell you a story about the
All right.
thing, the time that when I was younger, I did it. Okay, continue.
So, Dude pointed out, because Dude is the curator of the Crappy
not
Bowl
polite.
questions.
It's not polite to
He
point.
vets them out to really get rid of stuff that is not worthy, to make sure we have good quality questions. And he said that there is a question in the
wait.
bowl. What?
There's a question in the bowl, but you know what? We never asked you to keep the. We should have as a Christmas party, have all the crappy questions.
Oh!
Because
Stay tuned for Christmas episode. All right.
Oh, I want you to start doing that. Don't throw them out if you think they're garbage. Keep them as the garbage crappy bowl of mysteries that we're not going to use.
All right.
Okay, continue.
The Christmas that could have been crappy questions. Okay.
Oh my God.
Anyways, we digress.
No, we
Dude
don't.
pointed
Ever.
out. Shh.
Ever
I'm trying
do
to
that.
get to something.
I know, we're trying to build up to it.
Dude
That's what we're
pointed
doing.
out that there's a question in the Crappy Bowl that is very relevant to this beer.
What?
Now, we don't know what the question is. We don't vet them ourselves, so we don't know. But he pointed out, and he said it's actually clipped to the pen on top there. And just...
I gotta go over here, by the way.
Yeah,
I'll see
to the
soon.
Crappy Bowl. So he said, yeah, so the fold it on here, just clip to
So
the
it's the
pen.
one with the pen?
There you go. So, let's see if Dude was right. Dude was right.
What?
Dude was right. Dude was right. Dude was right. Dude was right. Dude was right.
What?
The question is, if you could time travel to any period, past or future, where would you go and why?
Damn, that's a good
You're
question.
totally
I'm
McFly.
not giving you credit because you're not the one who wrote it. Well, maybe you are. I don't know. Don't say anything.
So if you could time travel to any period, past or future, where would you go and why?
Ha! Damn, I love that question.
It's a good question.
That's a debate we've had many times, but it's always had
Never
like
on film.
Yeah, never on film, but it's always whatever context of what we were talking about, and we throw in the time travel issue or possibility. It's always based on the conversation we're having, but we've never had like the general question. Like, okay,
So
now,
where would you go?
holy frick, man! You know what? First thing first, I would not go that far back. Because the one thing that I have an issue with...
Hygiene.
Hygiene. Oh, my God. Every time I
Everybody
see...
goes in an outhouse and the food they eat just
And they
been
wash
sitting
like
there
once
forever.
a year or
Oh, yeah.
whatever, and nobody brushes their teeth.
I agree with you.
And that whole thing... So I'm like, as much as I would want to go back, I would have to eat like...
I wouldn't go earlier than the 1900s.
Oh my God. I would want to go back to probably, I'd think of where I would want to go back just to see it and not be around people.
Okay, so
But
as
if
an observer.
As an observer, because I would not, that whole, and I'm sure it freaking stank as hell, man. I can guarantee you that everything stinks. Like it was open sores. It was like open sores. It was open everything. It was just a nasty, nasty time. So
where?
anything like after 1960.
Oh, you wouldn't even go back to the 50s?
No,
Come on. People didn't stink in the 50s?
I think of the hippies in the 60s, they stank. My first image was like, I don't want to see no hippies. But, no, there's this place that we've been wanting to go visit for a while. It's,
New Zealand?
Ottawa, Canada.
Oh,
And oddly enough, I've heard great things about this place.
beautiful city, I'm told.
Apparently, I'm told that it's a great place and we should visit one day. But it's the nation's capital of Canada, and this sounds super lame, and take it as you want, but I would want to go back like 100 years or 150 years back, just because I want to be able to see landmarks that I would recognize or not, and have it going, oh my God, this
I'm
is...
standing here where the mall should be, but it's just...
But I would want to have, if I went back, and not, maybe Ottawa's the choice, but it would be somewhere I've already been before. Like, for example, even Hollywood.
So
like,
just to
we're
see the
on
difference.
Hollywood Hills right now, right?
Yes.
So if
Yes.
we want to go downtown LA, we know it in like the back of our hands. But even just checking out Hollywood 100 years ago, checking out the studios and all that. But we've already been to Hollywood.
Yes.
We'd go on every weekend. We'd go down for a trip. But anyways, but
Yes.
to have context of what it looks like today and see it like 100 years or 150 years ago, that to me would be
I think that's an interesting thing, the contrast. My issue is...
It stinks.
No. Well, yes.
That.
So as far as hygiene is concerned, I wouldn't want to go past the 1900s, or late 18s, like 1890s at the most. Because before that, yeah, nasty and disease and all these things. But my issue is, can you affect the future if you go in the past? Like, if you remember in Back to the Future, Marty accidentally takes his father's place, and his mom gets infatuated with him instead of falling in love with George McFly. And if he doesn't fix this, he and his siblings, and you can see from the picture, are erased from time.
Oh yeah, well it's Calvin Klein, right? So
it's Calvin.
Who would not fall in love with Calvin Klein?
Check out the movie if you haven't. You should have. It's really one of the all-time.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
Now here's the thing: if you can alter, if you go back in the past to alter the timeline, that's really dangerous. Because here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm not saying I want to change the past.
Okay, that was going to be my question. If you knew that you could.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that real quick. Because it might sound like a great idea to go back and kill baby Hitler. But here's the thing. If World War II doesn't happen, a lot of the scientific and medical advances never happen. Political lines...
Hey man, Americans don't even go on the moon without that.
Yeah. Political lines become very, very different. Where would we be today? Could it be a better society? Possibly. But it could also be very much worse. We don't know. Now, I would not want to change anything. But knowing that... anything you could do could literally wipe out your own existence.
Okay, so that goes back to me saying that I'd want to show up somewhere where I wouldn't be, interacting
as an observer. So, yeah.
too much. Like I'd be doing the alien thing, right? So basically doing the zoo theory alien thing where I would show up and stay back, but I would probably.
But I think part of the fun is interacting, though.
I know, but they probably wouldn't even be able to understand you anyways because the language has changed so much.
It's not that bad.
You can always just say we're friends.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Right? That's the go-to.
Now the other question is, if you want to go in the future. Well, that sounds exciting, but at the same time, 200 years in the future, who knows? Is there a post-apocalyptic future? Is it a utopian Star Trek world? We don't know. But here's the thing. If you can change the future, the one you're going to see might not actually happen because you come back with that knowledge, you could alter things. So, if you can alter stuff, I wouldn't go very far because I wouldn't want to change the world we live in. Yeah. So I'm going to give two answers. If I can be strictly an observer, interact without consequence, because I think interaction is still part of it. Interact without consequences. I'm like you, I'd want to go to old Hollywood, but mainly because I want to go to those parties with all those superstars of the era. Go party with
could you imagine walking
Penny Lamar and Errol Flynn and all these guys.
Through all that security and everything. To walk around and see, knowing that there's a classic movie being filmed, and you actually can walk on set and you show up as in the backdrop. As one of the extras.
Oh yeah, and then you watch yourself in the movies later.
Forever, but that's me in the back.
Just take a few $100s now, trade them for really old bills, go back in time there. You're stinking rich with a few $100 in your pockets. Yeah. Live it up in Hollywood for a week without consequence.
Don't put any gas in your vehicle this week. Take that money, go back. You're super rich.
Now, if there are consequences, I'm going to give the practical answer. It's boring, but it pays off. I'd go back to when Bitcoin was first issued for about 6 cents a coin. And I'd buy a ton and just wait it out in the hotel room. That was less than a decade ago?
Yeah.
Wait it out in the hotel room, come back now, and Bitcoin's got down a bit, but I'd still be stinking rich beyond belief without really affecting too much of the timeline.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
Okay, so if we're going with the two...
Consequence and without.
Okay, so... No interaction, right? No
consequence. Interact without consequence.
So mine would be Egypt when they were building whatever, because I want to know
who built it.
Who built it for real, man, and when it actually was, because now they're coming out with all these different theories.
Well, there are theories that it's much older than they say.
Yeah,
much older.
Even who they thought had built it. When they showed up, I was already there.
Yeah, because they just based on these Egyptian pharaohs based on the fact their names were there.
Yeah.
Well, it's called graffiti, people.
Yeah. So if they moved into the neighborhood and that's already there, that's a pretty good place to start off, right?
I agree. That would be interesting.
But that would be weird because if you put in the coordinates to whatever, like in the car, boop, beep, boop, boop, you go back, and you get there and they're already there. You go, ah, crap. So what do you go? Boop, 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 boop. You go back, you cut out. It's already there. You go, ah, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop. Go back again, going, oh, okay, now they're building it. Who the hell are you? So that would be awesome. It's all underwater. You know, it's like fucking
Well, the Egyptian
people.
basin was flooded back like 13,000 years ago.
So that would be my one destination.
That's pretty cool.
And
That's
I would
pretty
keep
cool.
Looking to, I would want that final answer.
The consequence-free one, yeah.
Consequence-free. And then when I would come back, I would look for that and any kind of clues that exist today and go, no, guys, you're not looking at the right place. Did you look here?
Oh.
And they'd be like, what? We didn't even
And
think
you get like an
about
honorary
that."
PhD in
You go,
Egyptology.
what did you? Well, I put things together kind of like up here, and then I figured you guys didn't look over here.
I like that.
That's what I would be doing.
All right.
So,
And
with
consequence
possible consequence world, I would do the again same as you probably Hollywood or again a place that I know well, Ottawa, downtown, where there were like horse and buggy kind of thing, and with the bowler hats, and you know, just walking down there, and at the beginning of that.
The turn of the last century.
Yeah.
Late 18s, early 19s.
Because there's given streets that are there that are iconic, but even you know what, another place, Montreal, old Montreal.
Oh.
See, that kind of stuff where I can
wonder
have
if
a
St. Catherine
reference.
is still a swinging
Probably
street.
was. But those reference points, so when I get there, I go, oh, freak, that was there, and that's awesome, and people are like, and that, and that, and that.
That's a
and
good
go
answer.
in and get a beer in a pub in old Montreal back in like 1920 or whatever, not that, before that, because 1920 was probably really, anyways, whatever. So, those are my two choices. An awesome question, though.
Good pick.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I would do.
Anyways, tell us where you'd go and why. Like, share, subscribe,
Oh,
and
that's
enjoy
good.
McFly IPA.
McFly IPA. Cheers. See you next time.